For number 13, through basically the end of this, on this page is all factoring. So on the very first one it says find the GCF and factor it out. So I look to see, okay, what goes into 16 and 8? Well, 8 does. And I have an x in both terms, so I take the smallest x out. So on this one I need to have 8x squared, and then I just divide and subtract. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. 3 minus 2 is x to the first. 8 divided by 8 is 1, and 2 minus 2 is 0, so I don't write that down. Okay. In number 14, this is the very special one where you're doing the square roots. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Alright, so we do the square root of x squared, and that gives us x. Because x times x is x squared. Then I do the square root of 49, which is 7. But I need to have a plus and a minus because a positive times a negative 7 is negative 49. And if I take 7 minus 7, I get the 0 that's supposed to be right there, 0x, that we can't see. Okay. In number 15, this is just x factor. So 1 times 18 is 18. And I'm trying to get to 9. So my factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. So it looks like 3 and 6 could add together to be 9 and multiply to be 18. So I would have simply x plus 3, x plus 6. In number 16, this is just regular x factor again. There's a 1 in front of x squared. So 1 times negative 28, negative 28, trying to get to 3. So factors of 28, 1 and 28, 2 and 14, 4 and 7. So it looks like 4 and 7 can make 3, but how? So I know that if I put the small number first, big number second, that these have to match up, and they do. They both have a positive sign. So this 4 has to be negative. So 7 minus 4 is 3. 7 times negative 4 is negative 28. So in factored form, I would write x minus 4 and x plus 7. Okay, at number 17 and 18, I have a number bigger than 1 here. So this is bottoms up. So 3 times 4 is 12. And we're trying to get to the middle number 13. So if I list the factors of 12, the only one that can add to be 13 is 1 and 12. And 1 plus 12 does make 13. So I'm going to write it in factored form to the side here. But I have to divide by my first number, 3. So I divide by 3, and I cannot, so I bring the bottom number up. So 3x plus 1. Here I can divide evenly and get 4. So 12 divided by 3 is replaced with a 4. Okay, number 18. First times last. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. And we're trying to get to 7. So for 18, we have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Which one can get to 7? 2 and 9. So 9 minus 2 can get to negative 7. That makes sure that this side of that x factor has the same signs. Okay, so off to the side, I'm going to write x minus 2, x plus 9. I divide by the first number, 3. And here I can't divide, I get a decimal, and I can't reduce. So I bring the bottom up. In this one, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So I just replace that with 3. Okay, for the last two factoring problems, Number 19 says just factor. So this means I want two pieces here. I want to cut this in half. So on this side, what is your GCF of 10 and 25? That is 5. And there is an x in both terms, so I take out the lowest x, x squared. Over here, for this one, my GCF is 1. So I take a 1 out of that. So now, I actually have to take the GCF out by dividing and subtracting. So here, 10 divided by 5 is 2. 3 minus 1 is x to the first. 25 divided by 5 is 5. 2 minus 2 is 0, so I don't write it down. 2x divided by 1 is 2x. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So now that I see that I have the same thing twice here, I can write that down. And then I bring my two GCFs together to make another set of parentheses. And don't forget, like if you had to check it or you wanted to check it, if I did the 2 by 2 box here, or I did FOIL multiplying these and then multiplying the 1 times these, I would get back to this answer. Okay, in number 20, it says that you have to factor completely. And so that means I need to find a GCF in the entire problem. So what number goes into all of those numbers evenly? Well, I kind of think there's a typo. Nothing can, besides 1. Okay, so I guess for this we're going to mark out the word completely. So here, cut it in half. What's the GCF here? It is 6x squared. Here, what's my GCF? It is 5. Alright, so if I go ahead and take 6x squared out, I would get 2x plus 3. Here, 10 divided by 5 would give me 2x. 15 divided by 5 would give me 3. So, GCFs come together to make 6x squared plus 5. And then 2x plus 3 is the same thing in each one, so I just bring it down 1 time.